to the North Penn Science Resource Center. Most of you have never had a chance to see this area, and so we thought we'd bring it to you on tape so that you can have a better understanding of what it means when your kit is sent to you and then is returned to us, and the kinds of things that have to happen in between. We are now in Penndale Middle School, and this is one of the 2 rooms that we have as a Science Resource Center. Over here you can see just huge amounts of stuff. We have to deal with very large volume. For example, this is potting soil and aquarium gravel, and this goes in several kits. It goes in kits like ecosystems and organisms and plant growth. So we really have to order in volume so that we can save some money. Also, you'll notice that most of this is in fairly large bags. And because so many of you are using these materials at once, what we've decided to do, with your approval and your input, is to try to ship a large bag rather than taking this bag apart and repacking something like the potting soil. It's much easier for the clerk. It saves on time of turnaround of kits. And I'd like to introduce you to Kathy, and we will show you some of the rest of the Resource Center where your kits are stored and where they're repacked. This is another part of the same room, and when your kits come back to us after you've used them, they're placed on shelves, and as you can see, each shelf is designated for particular kits. All the ones over here are balancing and weighing, which is a grade 2 kit, which, as most of you know, comes in 2 boxes and involves quite a packing job. Over on the other side, and this whole series of shelving is devoted to spare parts, this is where all the materials come from to go back in the kits. It's a huge job, and luckily we have someone very qualified and organized to do this. And I'd like to introduce you to Kathy Troop, and when you call over here at the Science Resource Center, she's the person who will answer the phone and take the phone calls. And believe me, we like phone calls. And in fact, Kathy will tell you about some of the reasons why you should call us. We've put this on this information on memos, but we'd like to remind you about this because this is something that will help all of you. Kathy, can you tell them a little bit about the kinds of ways they can help us with the packing of kits?
One thing, when you're repacking, if it does come in 2 kits, I try to distribute the weight a little bit, and I also have on the inventory list what goes in each box. It's real helpful if you will also try to put them back in those boxes. For balance and weighing in particular, box B is all non-consumables, so I can look at that quickly, count it quickly, and not have to do too much repacking in that particular box, and it goes a lot faster. Another thing would be is if something is broken or lost that is a non-consumable, I like putting it on the inventory list to remind me when it gets back, but I also would appreciate a phone call ahead of time. We don't stock a lot of non-consumables. If I know ahead of time the kit is going to be short, I can call and get it in time before I have to ship it out to the next teacher. It takes several weeks to get some of these parts.
And as you know, when something like this happens, you may actually receive a box that has a broken piece of equipment, as this does, or it may break in use. And rather than wait till you send the kit back, it's really helpful for both Kathy and me for you to call right away. As she said, it takes time to get spare parts, and during a lot of the turnaround, we don't have a lot of time. Sometimes it's as little as 5 or 6 days. And when a kit arrives, we're not just looking at one. We're looking at, multiply this by many, many. We're looking at hundreds of boxes coming back. So it's important we have the information up front. And if you call us and say, wow, I've had 4 broken microscopes and I'm not sure that they can be fixed, one of us will take care of the problem by either trying to fix the materials or ordering new. And if you call us, it makes the process a lot easier.
Another thing that would be real helpful, particularly in the micro worlds with the microscopes and the slides and the cover slips, when they become scratched or when these are broken, if you would put those in a separate bag or somehow label them that these are broken, these are scratched, then I can just pull those right out of the kit, and I can look at those later and try to fix them or see the condition that they're in. Then I don't have to sit and look through 144 slides or 30 different microscopes in about 30 different kits to determine if they're broken or not, or send them to the next teacher not knowing that they're broken.
We're in another part of the Resource Center where you can see the computer that we use to track both kits and spare parts. We're using a piece of software that was developed specifically for the Mesa, Arizona school system. They've been in the business of hands-on science and a resource center to replenish kits for over 16 years. It's a large system involving 44 elementary schools. So we thought we could use their software in tracking our own system. They have almost 10,000 kits. We have close to 500. So there's more than enough memory and a software piece that will handle our needs for some time to come. This is a very specific type of software, and it will allow us to do quite a few things. And maybe, Kathy, if you could talk to them about some of the ways that we can track some of the materials using this.
Okay, it has a special program in it for tracking all the inventory for missing parts. Also the kit assigned to the teacher. And there also is a part in there so that we know whether you have been in-serviced for the kit or not.
The in-service component is really important. We know that this year many teachers changed grade levels or even schools, and plus we had a lot of new staff. So it becomes very important to try to manage the updated in-service when someone changes a grade level. This tracking system will help us to do that. We're nowhere near perfect yet, but we're working on it. And we hope that we'll be able to do a much better job of providing in-service when we have changes within the system. And this will allow us to keep a record. For example, if someone is out sick during an in-service, it will be a reminder to us that we need to provide that in some other way. So all in all, using the computer, using the software, tracking all the spare parts and tracking the kits allows us to manage science for K through 6 a lot better than we would be able to otherwise. As you can see, we handle a great deal of materials in here. Kathy has a huge job in tracking the well over 500 kits that we have in stock now. Needless to say, there's a gazillion spare parts to go with all those kits, and that's part of her responsibility as well. So any kind of hints that we can give you that will help us will make the system function a lot more effectively. We will be adding more materials in the future, so it becomes even more important that we track everything as carefully as we can, as well as updating the in-service and doing all the other things that will help the system to function smoothly. We really appreciate the chance to bring the Resource Center to you, but we'd also like the chance and the opportunity, if you have the time, to come and visit us here. Give us a call and we will try to arrange something after school. I can come over here and give you a tour if Kathy's not available. So welcome to the Resource Center, and if you have additional questions, please call me or call Kathy.